All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, the GMS that ruleth well. Peace, blessing, salutation to the hopefully elect out there. Bear with me one moment. Trying to get things set up. I'm actually going to be reading from the Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch letter and the making of slaves. Highly recommend this book for you, for brothers and sisters that's tuning in. I think it's a cheap book. It's about hold on real quick. "23 pages long." So I'm gonna start off with page 22, and it goes into saying controlled language. So understanding that, we are in, what is it? The last beast, the last infrastructure, the extension of the Roman Empire, which was reborn, and Esau coming back into power, and through the Renaissance, through his lying, witchcraft, and sorcery. That's why eventually, Isaiah 47, he will be taken down. And those that witchcraft and that sorcery is not going to work anymore. A lot of Jakes are waking up to the fact that those promises that Esau told us, he never kept. He broke all of them. And this man's tongue, he can't be trusted. And due to when he first brought us over here, he broke us. He broke our nationality. He broke us from our language. He broke us from our heritage, our families, and not knowing our homeland. Even to this day, he kept us in slavery. He didn't allow us to know how to read. He didn't allow us to know certain things so you can be controlled. And even to this day, the definition of newspeak, and it goes into, let me get that real quick. So, get Miriam. Proper definition of newspeak: propagandistic language marked by euphemism, circumlocution, and a version of customary meanings. Try and get it better. So it says euphemism, a mild or indirect word, word or phrase used in place of a statement or word that is considered disagreeable or offensive. So, and then version of customary meanings. The term was coined by George Orwell in his novel 1949. Newspeak, designed to diminish the range of thought, was a language preferred by Big Brother's pervasive enforcers. So Esau always had decisive languages, his own text, his own, personal language. And that's another reason why he comes with the Illuminati, the Masonic hand gestures. That's why you can go into the court. You can see this when you go into those courtrooms, dealing with those higher ups and upper Luciferians, if I'm not mistaken. basically what my point, when you go into the world and deal with certain people, higher ups, they talk in body, they talk in code, they talk in hand gestures, and they wear certain things that only the people that's inside know. And one thing Jake didn't realize, we didn't realize, that we were caught in the Esau system. And Esau eventually uh, coined us that we were free. But then that goes into that new speak. It wasn't free. The only thing we were able to do was free to do was basically move ourselves into the hands of different slave masters. And when you look at from what is it, the 1600s, when so-called the Southern Kingdom came, so-called blacks here in America, so-called West Indians, and the so-called Haitians came to the western part of the hemisphere after destroying Northern Kingdom, and even they did their new speak, and then had their own tongue amongst them, their own language. Then they brought you over here and had set up a system for complete control. And that's why even to this day, Jake doesn't know anything about the economic system, the social system. What's that guy? Damn. Dr. Claude Anderson talks about it a lot, and Neely Fuller. He breaks down with the classifications of what a nation needs. So your judicial system, if I'm not mistaken, your education system, the economic system, social system, military, etc. And we as a nation, we don't understand none of these things, because why? Esau has pretty much duped us into believing and thinking we just depend on him. Now going back to page 22, it says control language. Crossbreeding completed for further severance from their original beginning. So you said we must completely annihilate the mother tongue, and that was Hebrew. We spoke Hebrew prior to us being conquered, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Of both the new nigger, and the new mule, and institute a new language that involves the new life's work of both. Language is a peculiar institution. It leads to the heart of a people. The more a foreigner knows about the language of another country, the more he's able to move through all levels of that society. And unfortunately, we didn't know English, and that's why Esau was able to destroy us. And that's why it says it's too late in the game to sit here and try to tell Jake all these things about how society runs, because again, they've been trampled down for so long, and that's why 2/3 of Israel just gotta go, because like the scripture says, if you can't understand the carnal thing, how much more the spiritual? So Jake is not even realizing that we're not. This is not our homeland. We've been lied to. We have nothing to do with this society, but Jake is heavy in consuming everything about this society. So it says, therefore, if the foreigner is an enemy of the country to the extent that he knows the body of a language, to that extent is the country vulnerable to attack or invasion of a foreign culture. See that? So Esau couldn't allow us to be one with the society. Ultimately, like the scripture says in Sirach 12, never trust an enemy. The so-called white man is our enemy, and everything he comes with, he comes as as a friend, but as the scripture said, a sword was behind him. For example, going back to the Willie Lynch letter, page 22. For example, if you take a slave, if you teach him all about your language, he will know all your secrets. And he is then no more a slave, for you can't fool him any longer. See that? Because Jake, you're still property. In the so-called white man's eyes, you're still property. So there's nothing you can do to make this devil love you or, tolerate you. He's always going to look at you as property. And being a fool is one of the basic ingredients of any incidents to the maintenance of the slavery system. So So it says, and that's why Jake, that's why they keep Jake so simple. Folly, Sexy Red. Um, I mean, this throughout our whole enslavement and slavery, you had that what is it, in 1800s, you had that big dark nigga that used to talk like a female, talk like he's an idiot. Forgot his name, but you get the point. They keep Jake induced and seduced in folly and stupidity. They always indulge him in comedy, leisure, pleasure, lust, the flesh, emotional. Keep him so emotional, no structure, no discipline, and that's why you know because and they do that because you're good for the system of America. You benefit them. For example, if you told a slave that he must perform in getting out our crops, and he knows the language well, he would know that our crops didn't mean our crops, and the slavery system would break down. And do they not, when the presidents came on the scene, do they not say, "Oh, the American people"? Especially when they dupe Jake into going into democracy to make you even more dependent and distraught. That's when they really were going to steal everything, the little bit that you had here in America. That's when they really were going to take everything from you underneath the disguise of democracy for all. Like I said, you got to look at those speeches, man. So it says, for he would relate on the basis of what our crops really meant. So Jake, he really understood the meaning of words, the importance, and again, that's why when new laws come out, that's why certain things and benefits come out. Jake doesn't know about them or take the advantage of them, and that's why. And one thing Esau does in every state, he does have some certain type of benefits that Jakes can have, and they look out for Jake for, but you would never know about it unless you really look into it. Because on the back line, this is what Esau would say. Now here it is. Oh my God, black people. Let's look at them. Oh my God. I mean, we have programs for them. We set up little legislations and we got grants for them. But I mean, we do the best we can for them. But they just choose to be ignorant. But going back to, in reality, unless you really dive deep into these things, you would never know about them. But Esau knows about them. Esau knows about the what is it? The bailouts, certain places you can go to. If you're struggling or doing certain things, so you get what I'm saying. So it says, so you have to be careful in setting up the new language, for the slaves will soon be in your house, talking to you as man to man, and that is death to our economic system. And Salaki again didn't mean to make the video this long, but hey, it's all through the spirit. In addition, the definition of words or terms are only a minute part of the process. Values are created and transported by communication through the body of the language. A total society has many interconnected value systems. All the values in the society have bridges of language to connect them for orderly working in the society. See that? So Esau has all sorts of legislation in different classes and different societies out here that only he will understand. And by the time Jake wake up to that, you're where you're at. We're as a nation, we're at where we at now, on the lowest of the totem pole, and it's done that way for in design. So it says, but for these language bridges, these many value systems will sharply clash and cause internal strife or civil war. The degree of the conflict being determined by the magnitude of the issues or relative opposing strength in whatever form. So basically, they're saying, if they allow Jake to understand what's really going on, Just like, for instance, if Jake really understood the meaning of real money, I mean, you Jakes wouldn't love money like you do, and really, y'all would have been rebelled and really uprooted this system. But again, folly. So it says, and I believe this is the last. Here we go. Yep. For example, if you put a slave in a hog pen and train him to live there and incorporate in him to value it as a way of life completely, the biggest problem you will have out of him is that he will worry you about provisions to keep the hog pen clean, quote unquote, the ghetto, the inner cities, or the same hog pen and make a slip and incorporate something in his language whereby he comes to value a house more than he does his hog pen. So if you let a nigga know too much, he's gonna wake up and hold on. Nah, man. Fuck this ghetto shit. Fuck this inner city. I deserve more. I'm better than this. So that's why they can't make, or how you say? That's why they don't want to allow Jake to know too much. They pump him up with folly and a bunch of dysfunction and distrust amongst our people. So it says, whereby he comes to value a house more than he does his hog pen, you got a problem. He will soon be in your house. And it says, this is what Henty Berry, speaking in the Virginia House of Delegates in 1832, described the situation as it existed in many parts of the South at this time. And this is the last one. We have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which light may enter their slaves' minds. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work would be complete. They would then be on a level with the beasts of the field, and we should be safe. See that? So this was all done so Esau can be safe, and you Jakes can be controlled. I am not certain that we would not do it if we could find out the process, and that on the plea of the necessity. So again, that's the controlled language. And that's why Jake really don't know nothing was really going on outside of nigga shit. Now going to Baruch, the 3rd chapter. So I'm Baruch 3:1. O Lord Almighty, power of Israel, the soul in anguish, the troubled spirit cry to thee. And the ones that have the light which through Yahweh Shah have entered to our minds, we the ones that cry out, because we understand there's no, if Yahweh Shah don't come back and save us, we're fucked. Because again, there's no other process that will get us out of this except for Yahweh Shah and Yahweh. And really Yahweh Bashar Yahweh Shah set it up in that fashion, so we have him to call and ask him for forgiveness and for protection and savior and deliverance. Slaki. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy, for thou art merciful, and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee. For thou endurest forever, and we perish utterly. Why? Because this what's been thrown in front of us, the nigga shit. O Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power, for the which caused these plagues cleave unto us. Remember not the iniquity of our forefather, but think upon thy power and thy name now at this time. Because what like the scripture says, what is it, Psalm 147, they have cut us off from being a nation of the name of Israel shall be no more. So it says, for thou art the Lord our power, and thee, O Lord, we will praise. In this and for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity, for we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. And the reason why this has happened to us, because we sin and transgress, Yahweh Bashem Shah. And it's funny as hell, because here in 2024, our people still think we're Africans, and again, they can't tell you anything about Africa at all. And it's funny how this whole time our people been reading the Bible, and we couldn't put two and two together that we were the children of Israel. But again, that was done strategically, so we will be like what we are today. So it says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and due to the system that Esau has ordained for us, we are reproaching a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Hear Israel the commandments of life." So we're supposed to give ear to the wisdom. We're supposed to give ear to the Yahweh Shem Shah in this book, the Bible. How happened of Israel that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. So again, we have become worse than within the heathens, and the Lord gave us a law, statute, commandments to be above them, and to even construct them to live so they can look at us as astonishment as a nation, so near to Yahweh Shem Shah. Deuteronomy, the fourth chapter. You can just read 1 through 6. That thou art counted with them that go down to the grave. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hast walked in the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever. So it says, learn where wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of eyes and peace. But again, our people, starting with the two-thirds, they're constantly looking and dependent and trusting and voting upon the Edomites and still loving America. But those will use edified. And with that, Mr. Shalom.